Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. You know, this is becoming routine to be in front of you and to share with the community what we are seeing. As of today, we are seeing 9,226 positive cases and a total of 86,017 tests that have been done in this community. That is approximately 15% of our residents here in Douglas County have been tested. The last 3 days have been a little bit worrisome to me, and mainly on Monday we had 117 cases, Tuesday 180, and today we are reporting 155. That is 3 days in a row where we are above 100 cases. What is really worrisome to me too is the positivity rate that we are seeing. And today I've seen it for the first time above 10%. Today the positivity rate just for today is 11.6%. Compare that to the whole last week, where at the end of the week our positivity rate was 7%. So this is worrisome. Are we seeing trends? And so we are looking at the data very closely as of today. And I thought it would be interesting for everyone to kind of look at what are these age ranges in which we are seeing these positive cases. And I've always given it to you in big chunks, 0 to 19, 19 to 34, and so on. But I have broken it down a little bit, and my staff actually has done it for me, because I do think it's interesting to see where are really our cases. So in total, 61% of our cases are in 0 to 34-year-old. 61, the majority of our cases. So when we look at those under 34, we broke it down in 5 years increment. And this is for last week, what we saw last week, because then we have a full week to look at. So you may say, and we hear this comment often, well, small children do not get infected. Last week, 0 to 4 years of age, we had 3 cases. And the highest we had in 1 week was 19 cases. And we have a total of 0 to 4-year-old 127 cases since the pandemic started. So I think we can say in our community also young children can be infected by COVID. We often have the question, and we probably cannot find the answer to that, how many of these young children would actually be tested? Because most likely parents really do not go forward and test their children. So there's potentially these are household members or these are individuals who have a suspicion that they have been around somebody with COVID. The next range would be 5 years to 9 years, and we have last week, we had 4 cases in that age group. And the high we had in that age group was in a week was 38. A total of 139 children between 5 and 9 years of age have been positive in Douglas County. And it goes on, higher numbers, the higher we get. So 10 to 14, I'm just putting it down very quickly for you, 23 cases. The high there was 38, a total of 220 in that age range. 15 to 19, a little bit higher again, 55 cases last week. The high was 88, and the total in that age group is 607. But the highest age group is actually in the 20 to 24-year-olds. We had 124 cases last week. That is the highest amount in these 5-year brackets. And a total of 1,104 cases in the 20 to 24-year age groups. So highest amount in that age group. All of us can think of young people really who fall in that age group. And the next one would be also high, second highest, 25 to 29 years of age, 110 individuals last week, a total of 1,038 cases. I'm sharing this with you just to really show to you who are the populations who are really affected by this virus? And what we are seeing, I think, is those younger age groups. When we look at race and ethnicity, I don't really have any news for you. I have been telling you over the last few weeks that we are seeing a trend where the proportion in our Hispanic population is decreasing, and that has decreased, and it's now 44% of our total cases, whereby our appropriation in our white Caucasian has increased to 29 and used to be 10%, used to be 19% for a long time. So the white population has increased. This goes hand to hand to what physicians at Nebraska Medical Center are telling me when I am asking them, what are you seeing in your COVID wards? What difference is there, or is there a difference? And they are telling me that it is a striking difference, where the COVID ward used to be a lot of Hispanic individuals as well as refugees. It is now white Western Douglas County residents. So what we are seeing is a shift in the population who is affected and hospitalized at this time. Our hospitalization is also a little bit concerning to me. Even we know, elective surgeries are going on now, and therefore hospitals are full, and hospitals want to be full, and up to their capacity. However, I am now looking today. There are 214 med-surg beds available, staffed med-surg beds available. That is the lowest number I have seen since I started to put these things down. Also, the highest occupancy rate since I took note, 84% occupancy rate. Potentially that is due to other factors. I understand that completely, and I think we all need to take that into consideration. But looking at those numbers every day is really important as we are starting to move forward. The same thing is with ICU beds for the adults. We have, as of today, 62 ICU beds available at an occupancy rate of 83%. ICU beds for pediatrics, 6 are available at this time, an occupancy rate of 85%. We have 79 COVID patients in the hospitals in this region. That is actually okay, because we had a high of 159 several weeks ago. But still, what we are seeing over the last few days, we are seeing over this week, and it started to increase a little bit. Ventilators, I'm not even going to share the numbers with you anymore, because we have more than 423 ventilators available in this community. And as of today, 134 are being used. So we have plenty of ventilators available at this time. Another statistic is always our death, and as of today we have a total of 122 deaths that we are reporting, with 5 new ones that we are received and reporting today. 62% are above 65 years of age, and as we always report, 61% of the deaths are in whites. 15% in African American, 20% in Hispanic, 4.3% in Asian. What is a little bit changing is these underlying morbidities, where we used to have much more, and it was very seldom that there is a death without underlying illness. We now have 11% of our cases that do not have any underlying illnesses on their death certificates. We are recovering about 64% of our total patients, or 5,937. And that's good news that those people recovered. I want to talk to you for the end just quickly about clusters, because I share that with you every time too. Clusters are so important for us to really see. Is it what we are seeing in our community, clusters, or due to community spread? And I heard some interesting statistic the other day that really it would be best if you had 80% of your cases in clusters. Some of you remember the numbers. There used to be times when I would stand at this podium and I would say 54% of our cases are in clusters. That's when we really had these big clusters in food processing plants and also in long-term care facilities. However, today I'm standing here and I'm saying to you 37% of our cases are in clusters. So what does that mean? It actually means that 63% are in our community or are contact to an individual of a positive case. And it is going to be much more difficult to do contact tracing and isolation and really try to things under control when you have it widespread in the community as this. Just quickly about the clusters. Construction companies are still making up a category with most of the clusters, mainly 48 in there, but they are small clusters. They make up 165 individuals in those clusters. Long-term care, 41 clusters are from long-term care facility, accounting for 538 individuals. Wholesale, retail is the next cluster category, 31 clusters in that category. Very small numbers, however, 116 cases. So usually that's probably 2 to 3 individuals who make up those clusters. Food processing and meat packing, 29, that has really stayed consistent, 29 clusters, however, large clusters, as we had from the beginning. 1,429 cases are in those clusters. At the same amount that the food processing and meat packing has is also in food handler and restaurant server. So they also have 29 clusters in that category. Very small number, however, is affected, 179 cases. But those are the big cluster categories that we are talking about at this time. So with that, I think I'm going to give it to the mayor to make her remarks. And if you have questions afterwards, I can see if I can answer those. Mayor.